Hello, everyone. Today we are working on approaching more accurate notions, more accurate visions of Mexico. Previously, we have worked on going all the way from very, very rough stereotypes of what Mexico is today to some other approaches to actually looking at some realities on some topics. On this occasion, it is going to be your turn to propose an important topic, an important statistic in order to show to the group so that you can demonstrate or you can showcase an important uh, condition of today's Mexico. Okay. So this activity will be called a more accurate vision of Mexico, and we will get a very, very rich gallery at the end of this activity as all teams, as all groups contribute their ideas into the common gallery. Okay. So here are the instructions. Please make sure you follow them and that you can get back on your steps by by getting back or going forth in this video. So the objectives of this assignment is to separate the own ideas or prejudice that may be had, as we have had, from personal views to team views to demographic actual numbers on this Mexican diversity and what is the truth, right? What is the real thing that makes Mexico? Then we also be confronting mainstream ideas with current statistics, and finally, it's possible it's possible that the vision that we have of the country has changed. It's possible that when we agree with, for example, the one of the states um, and the federal district, yes, may have changed with time. So that is important that we get an update on that. Not just given by teacher, but selected from the topics that you may be working at. And finally, it is important that you are able to communicate interesting topics you decide to explore about current day Mexico. So you will decide the topics, but you will also learn in this activity how to present them, how to present an interesting idea about how diverse Mexico is. You will be needing for this activity, so it's a class activity, it will be done in your formal team. Make sure you have them around, and the delivery will be shared. You will have to share it in our Facebook group in a common gallery. Remember, in our Facebook group, you should not post just anywhere. You cannot just put it in the general wall because it will be a mess if everybody puts it just there. Remember, there is a gallery we have for every time we share with the group different things. There is a gallery for that, and in that gallery you will put, in that specific gallery called like this activity, you will put the activity you are requested. Sorry, there's a mistake here. You are not going to upload it to Blackboard, to the assignment section. You are only going to put it here in our Facebook group. I forgot to delete that part. It is expected that it will take you half an hour to produce it, and the materials you will be needing is a drawing or editing software. You decide which, and I heavily recommend the Pick2Chart map tool. Okay, and actually, in the description of this video in YouTube, I'm including a tutorial, the link to a tutorial, so that you know how to use it, so that you very quickly learn how to use it. You'll see it is very easy, and that it will save up your time, and you can actually present more than one idea. Then, step number one, you should select an interesting topic you want to showcase, you want to talk about. So you should think of a topic that allows you to compare different states from the Mexican Republic, that we can see where Guanajuato is, for example, regarding a specific topic. Try to be very specific for something that is, for example, is not just the economy, as we may that go. That is a very general topic, and inside we will find many different topics and expressions of how that reality looks. Go to something that is original, something that is not normally showcased. Okay, and very important, do not repeat maps we have already discussed in class. Now, once you choose your topic, make sure you can get quantifiable data. That is, make sure you understand how is it measured. For example, we may want to make a map on violence, but we will find many measurements for violence. So it is important that if I'm going to make a map based on violence that I got from a certain a validated source, that I can first of all explain how are they measuring violence, what combination of data are they taking to measure violence. Yes. Um, Yes, it is comparable. However, it has to be based on a certain unit. For example, on the number of homicides, on the number of violent crimes reported. Yes, on a perception. So it has to have that. Yes, you have to know what is the specific unit with which you are measuring the topic you are proposing. If it doesn't have that specific unit, then search for it. Search for it. And if you cannot understand it, that you may begin to doubt which where how is it being published. Okay, make sure you use the most recent and verifiable data, so that your map is actually useful, so that your map actually brings into the discussion things that are quite important, and make sure there is little subjectivity in the way it is measured. Try for it to come from a reliable source. Okay. Step number two, build the map. So once you know what you are going to do it about, find the information in respectable databases to get that statistical data. Some recommendations are the INEGI. By the way, many students tend to write la INEGI. No, it's not la INEGI because it's the Instituto Nacional de Estadística y Geografía Informática. Therefore, el INEGI. Okay. The World Bank, Bajico, different civil society organizations that actually make some estimations and measurements. So you will be in possibility there to actually get it. Sorry, I forgot to include another very important one you will find here, which is Coneval. Yes, Coneval, most likely you will also find, depending on the things you search, but you will also find important databases there. It's also a trustable source. Then making the map. Again, I recommend you use this tool. There's the tutorial in the description of this video so that you can actually see it and you can see how simple it is to make one, and what is expected as well. Now, remember to include, once you configure the map and you make everything up and the colors and all of that, remember to include necessary data so that we as a group can interpret it. So the name of the map at the top, yes, what is the topic? What is the main topic about? Then what is the unit of measure that you are presenting us? So let's say that in the map there are the numbers from 1 to 150, but 150 what? Yes, we need to know what is the unit of measure. Then the color gradient, what is the scale with which it is being measured? That should be by the side of the map. Yes, the different colors represented there. And finally, your references. Where does your information come from and what year is it from? Okay, so that's very important. Step number three, make sure that it's part of actually building it. It's part of number two. Take screenshots as you go through, as you build it. Yes, because perhaps, and that's a possibility, your map looks so professional, so good that you did it so well. And that's the great thing about this software we are recommending. It will look very professional. It is possible, or whatever software you use, um, that some teams can test that it was done by you. And in this case, exceptionally, it may be requested that you show that you did it. Yes. So it's important that you keep track of it or that you keep access to the account where it was made so that you can actually make that proof. Okay. Final step, upload your finished map to our Facebook group. As mentioned, there is going to be an indicated gallery called as this activity, a more accurate vision of Mexico. So add that image of your map to the gallery, um, and include the name of your team in the description so that it can be clearly seen which team is responsible for it. Just to give you an idea, if you do it like this, so in here you have the map, in here you have, in the top you should have the title of the map, then the unit in which it is measured, then here is the explanation, the color gradient, and finally at the bottom you should have the reference. Okay, this is just an example of one I made very quickly without any real data, just to make parts of the examples. Okay, and well, that would be the explanation for the activity. Later, we will get to go through class looking at all the different examples presented by your wonderful classmates. So, good luck on this activity, and I hope to see very original materials, very original perspectives, and that we can continue discovering Mexico through not the eyes of the teacher, but your eyes, your proposals, and that you learn how to really showcase these very important materials that you have around. So, thank you and have a nice, uh, nice day. Please, oh, sorry, please publish by the end of the class, no later.